Looking out through there, there's a lot of places to camp, and you know, the signal's good here, so that's what makes it really nice. Good morning, everyone. For those of you that are new to our channel, my name is David, my wife Ninette, and our little kitty Tansy live full-time in Beulah, which is our Class A motorhome. And today we want to share with you a boondocking site that we like to stay at from time to time. It's just south of a little town called Overton, Nevada. And I don't know if you can see out there in the distance, you can actually see it, but we'll show you a spot that we like to camp at, and we'll show you the view that we have up there on the thing. So this spot that we're talking about, there's actually two of them. So one is called Poverty Flats and the other one's called Snowbird Mesa. So this is Poverty Flats, which is right next to the road. So you hear a little bit of road noise when you stay here. It's pretty easy to get in and out of, so that's kind of the benefit of it. And during the pandemic of 2020, I counted over 100 rigs parked here. And you think that's a lot, but they were at least nobody was any closer than about 100 yards, so it's a pretty good size area. And one thing to make a note about is that hill back there that you can see in the distance, that actually is BLM land, and the border is just this side of that hill. And so this particular area we're staying at is more private or something, but it's not BLM. So because this isn't BLM or state, or I'm guessing that it has something to do with the power plant that's really close to here, but they kind of call it no man's land. And so people stay here. There's some people that have been here all year long, although in the summertime it gets pretty darn hot. But the nice thing is that you're not limited to your 14-day limit. Over here, you can see Snowbird Mesa. We're going to actually drive up there to kind of check it out. So this area here, it'll be a little bouncy here just a minute, but this is actually the road that goes up to Snowbird Mesa. And you can see where this truck's going. It goes a little bit more straight up. And maybe you can get up that with your RV, I don't know. But we take this side over here, and it's a lot more gradual, and we've never had any issues with our Class A motorhome getting up this, so it works actually out pretty good. So we're going to kind of just take a little ride up the hill here, and then we'll show you the view. Alright, so we're coming up on top here, and you can see that we're a lot higher now. There are a number of rigs up here, and right now is this is what October, so it's still a little warm down here, so you don't see very many rigs here. They usually come in closer to November, December time frame. But if we look over this edge that we're kind of coming up to right now, so there is a view of the town, and you notice the highway below. So you do get a little bit of highway noise, but you know, this is such a secluded area that even if you get noise during the day, you very seldom get any noise at night. So it's a pretty nice little area. It's a nice little overlook right here. It's called Snowbird Mesa, but we kind of, well, at least my wife has nicknamed it as Hurricane Ridge also. We have a fairly, you know, heavy motorhome, and we have jacks, so we can handle the wind without too much trouble. But one time we stayed here, it had gusts up to 65 miles per hour. So, oh, you're saying 78. So, so that's what they clocked in town. So don't know what it is up here on the actual ridge, but it was pretty darn windy. Most of the people out here, it's completely dry camping, so they're either going to run their generators or they're going to be on solar. In our case, we're fully solar, so we don't use our generator very often at all. But this is a pretty good little drop off, and when you got really high winds like we've mentioned, sometimes some of your things could end up down there if they're not tied down really tight. So that's kind of one of the disadvantages of being up here on the top. But either one of these spots, Poverty Flats or Snowbird Mesa, have excellent AT&T cell service. I'm not sure about Verizon, but we usually get pretty high transfer speeds for data, and so that's one of the reasons that we like staying here. And the Valley of Fire State Park is really close, and so is the Lake Mead National Preserve area. So right here is a really good kind of jump off point, and so that's one of the reasons we like to stay here. And it's got a really great view, really great night view, and it's just a fun area. So I'll just kind of pan around the Snowbird Mesa area. It just kind of goes about a quarter mile down there, and then it ends. So the mesa itself, you can't get as many people up here as you can down in Poverty Flats. So some of the positive things about the flat area is it's less wind down there than over here on the mesa, just because I think the wind comes up the valley more, and from either the lake or from the town area, and so that's why we get a little bit more wind up on the bluff for Snowbird Mesa. But as far as the flats are concerned, it's a lot better in that sense. So in the springtime it's really pretty here, depending on if they get much rain at all. Usually it comes in the sense of flash floods and things, but it's pretty lot of rain and then no rain. Most of the time it's pretty sunny and skies, so it works out really well for solar. But in the springtime you'll get a lot of flowering flowers like cactuses and things like that, so this area turns into a really pretty area. But during the fall time, fall and early spring, like, well, probably winter time frame, January, February, there's very little wind. You know, most of the wind comes later in the springtime, so when the storms start actually coming through a little bit. So one of the nice things about having the two parks close by when you're staying here is that if you need to get water or dump, you can go into Valley of Fire, they're pretty close, or you can go down into the Lake Mead area. We've talked to the sheriffs in town. They say that they very seldom ever have any issues out here, and a lot of people do come out here and stay, and they have no issue with people staying here. So that's one of the benefits of this particular area. The town is very supportive. They have a True Value store. They have a Ace Hardware store, Napa. They have Lynn's grocery store, kind of expensive grocery store. There's also Family Dollar, that's a little cheaper. But you know, we're out here in the middle of nowhere, so it's nice to be able to have those things available to us. We're only about 5 miles from town, and so it's kind of nice that there's all those particular businesses here. There are also some places to eat if you want to go into town to eat and things, but for the most part it's pretty peaceful just staying out here, and if you have to go to town, it's close. And you're not going into Vegas. We're about 80 miles from Vegas from here. Okay, well that's about it for Snowbird Mesa and Poverty Flats. A really nice area. We love staying here just because of the closeness to Overton and the service that we get as far as AT&T, so we can stream all our shows and just enjoy the nice weather. And so that's what makes this so nice. So hopefully that's helpful for you guys, and hopefully maybe sometime you'll stay here and you'll think the same thing. We love comments, so if you got any positive comments about things, or just maybe let us know about your experiences. If you've stayed there before, that'd be great. It is you know, a different area. It's dispersed, so that is dry camping at its best, especially with the Nevada sun, so you get a lot of solar output from this area, so that's what's kind of fun. We stayed here as our very first time boondocking, so that's why it's kind of special to us. So anyway, hopefully you'll have enjoy your travels on the road, and we'll see you down the road.